Hello everybody, it is Baldrick sodoff here, and in today's episode I'll be talking about the new Steambox specs that have been revealed, and I'll compare them to the Xbox One and PS4 and tell you how good this console is going to be and some downsides to it as well. So anyway, the Xbox One and PS4 only have I'd say 1.8 teraflops GPU, and that's alright. It's nothing great, and I don't know how they're expecting it to last 10 years, but I reckon it'll be alright for a good few years. But after that, I don't know how anyone's gonna stick with it. But that's why Steam decided to come in and release their Steambox. Unfortunately, they're not really releasing it at a good time. They're releasing it after Christmas, which I don't agree with them doing, but I guess they have to test it as much as they can in case they release a total buggy console which no one wants to play. So anyway, let's get onto the Steambox's prototype specs. So these are not confirmed or anything. Alright, I think with this Steambox you're going to be able to choose from the low end model to the high end model, and I think that's an awesome idea, but it might not appeal to the general consumer who has no idea what some of these specs are. That's probably the only problem, but they could easily fix that by just saying, oh yeah, go with this one, it'll be suitable for what you're doing. And most people will just believe them, so I think they'll be alright with that. So anyway, these are prototypes, keep that in mind. So some will ship with the Nvidia Titan, and that's probably one of the best GPUs you can get right now. I think the 690 performs a bit better, but I think as a single GPU the Titan's probably the best. And then you get the GTX 780, that's almost as good as the Titan. Then you drop down to the 760, and then even more to the 660, and all of those are GTXs. So anyway, that is very good, because I think they're going to try and put at least 3 gigs of RAM in all the graphics cards. I'm not sure how they're going to do that for 660. You might be able to get some variant of the 660 that lets you have 3 gigs, but from my understanding I thought I only had 2. Yeah, you can probably get 3 for that. Alright, let's talk about the CPU now. Some ship with the Intel i7 4770, and some with the i5 4570, and some with the i3. It doesn't say what model the i3 is. They didn't put K after. They didn't get the K models because they don't really want you overclocking them. Alright, let's get to the RAM. This is just perfect, guys. I don't know how the Xbox One or PS4 is going to compete with this RAM. Alright, you get 16 gigs of DDR3, 1600 for the CPU, and 3 gigabytes of DDR5 in the GPU. And I don't know what the hell Microsoft and Sony are doing if they want to compete with these specs. But the one thing Microsoft and Sony do have over Steam is basically marketing power. Everybody knows Xbox and PlayStation. Not many people, or a lot of people still know Steam, but nowhere near as many as PlayStation and Xbox. But I think if this console does really good advertisements and everything, does a really good campaign, it will compete. So as I said, it's got the 16 gigabytes of CPU and 3 DDR5 of GPU. Anyway, let's get on to the storage. It's got 1 terabyte hybrid SSD. So basically what that is, it's a mix between a solid state drive and a mechanical hard drive, and it performs very well, and I think it'll be able to run the games perfectly off that. Even I want a hybrid SSD, but they do cost more than a general hard drive. The power supply, I'm guessing, is subject to change because it's only a 450 watt, but it's not like you're doing any epic overclocking with it or anything, so you don't really need that good of a power supply. And it says the dimensions as well. It's 12 by 12.4 by 2.9 in height. So what I think of that? Wait, yeah, I think it's inches. Yeah. Anyway, what I think of the Steambox. I think if people can learn to accept new consoles, you'll do very well. But if you get those fanboys that only stick with their Microsoft or Sony consoles, they're not going to be the people to buy it. The people to buy this are probably going to be the I'd say nerdy consumer who know what they're talking about in computer specs, and they're probably going to be the ones aiming for this product. But for a general consumer, I don't think they're going to be too interested, because half of them won't understand what it is, and half of them will think, oh, that's expensive, I'm going to just get with PS4. But why would you get the PS4 when you can get the 760 version of the Steam box? Unless it's a lot more expensive, I wouldn't get the PS4 myself, even though we are probably going to get a PS4. I don't think I'm going to be able to convince anyone to get a Steam box. I think the Steam box will be a lot better in the long run, as I'm assuming you can probably upgrade it in the future if it starts running badly, and it's all new stuff, especially with a Linux operating system. It's going to be awesome, guys. So anyway, guys, I'd like to see some comments telling me what you think of this, so please feel free to leave stuff in the comments, and I'll quickly show a few pictures of this Steam box thing.